Every Sunday at 12 o'clock.
12 p.m.?
12 p.m. Yes, ma'am. 12 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
We know where you at.
There you go. Amen. We talk about all types of topics. Talk about relationships. One of the things that I try my best to do is to apologize to people for the way that they've been treated. I saw a documentary recently about surviving R. Kelly, but I'm working on a message now about surviving the black church. Working on a message now about survive. So many people have experienced so much abuse, and I'm not just talking about there's physical molestation, there's sexual, all kind of crazy stuff running through the church, but so much abuse of theology. Messy. The worst way you can abuse somebody is to mess with their mind.
Right.
And so there's so many things we've learned that have just been wrong, and some people have been genuine and sincere in their teaching because they heard grandmama say it, and grandmama heard her grandmama say it, and it's been wrong every time. Hallelujah. So that's what we try to do, man. Just try to apologize, because when people figure out that these things have been wrong and they figure out that they've been abused, now they throw away God and the church. So I'm trying to get people to try God again, even if they're not ready to try church again.
Because it's more about relationship than it is brick and mortar.
Yes, sir.
Right. And I like that because our listeners probably say, why are you apologizing for what somebody else did to them? But I understand, and my mother, when we got into squaffles, with siblings, I wasn't saying I'm sorry, but apologize. I apologize, but for what? Right. So I believe that in your apology, as you've just described, it's not just, I apologize for what happened to you, but this is exactly what we're going to fix. So there's a remedy and a solution behind the apology.
Okay.
So when he's like, I ain't what I was doing.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking. That's for relationships as well. When I do couples, because I do relationship counseling as well, I do a lot of stuff. But to say I'm sorry, if you say I'm sorry without a plan of reconciliation, then you really haven't done anything. So I'm going to continue into the behavior. And sometimes there are people. A part of my book is What's Love Got to Do with It. People who love each other still get divorced. People who love each other still are involved in abusive relationships, because just because I love you doesn't mean that I know or that I have the tools to engage or be a part of a healthy relationship.
Right.
There are a lot of people who have never had a healthy relationship modeled in front of them. So daddy acted this way, or daddy wasn't there. Mommy acted this way. I was strong, independent. I don't need no man. So now I come off in a way that I don't even intend to.
Right.
So a lot of times
we haven't seen anything different.
Because I haven't seen it modeled. So again, we have to. There are a lot of people who everybody really has the capacity to love, but love is not the only. Paul McCartney said, all you need is love. I'm in my book now. Paul McCartney said, all you need is love. And that's a lie. You definitely need love, but you need the tools to make the love work.
Absolutely. What's the title of your book?
The title of my book is a controversial title. It's Stay Married or Stay Single, a biblical guide to marriage and relationships.
Stay married
or stay single. It is dealing with this attack on marriage. People don't want to get married. People are trying out marriage. We kind of live in an upgrade society. So when you get your iPhone, if you pull out your phone even now, whatever phone you have, you did not have it 5 years ago. Right. Whatever phone, yeah.
Some people.
Grandmama, if you still got your flip phone, God bless you. Listen, the Lord be with you. Hallelujah. Got the big number. You got your Obama phone with the big number. Like a calculator. Listen. But for most of us, we don't still have the same phone, same TV. Some of us get new cars every 2 to 3 years. We live in an upgrade society, and the mentality is, I'll use this product as long as it serves me. As long as I'm entertained by it, as long as I feel like it is being productive. But the moment it dissatisfies me, I get rid of it. And so we've translated that philosophy into marriage. Wow. So it's like, I got you. Oh, we got married. It wasn't a honeymoon, a fairy tale. And the beginning of my book says happily ever after ? And it talks about the fallacy of fairy tales and how the reason why they always end at marriage. There's a reason why fairy tales always end, and the tagline, and they lived happily ever after. Here's a newsflash. Lift your hands. This is a PowerPoint. Nobody in the history of marriage has ever lived happily ever after. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, we can have joy in the midst of some unhappy situations and circumstances, but listen, if you get in this marriage thing, I'm going to tell you right now, glory to God, there's nothing harder that you will ever attempt than to build a healthy and loving marriage. There's nothing harder. You could try to be a millionaire. It wouldn't be as hard as taking two imperfect people and trying to create a perfect union. My God from Zion. Listen, so, and the church is failing because people think it's easy. People are getting married. People are pressuring. And if you one of them people right now, rebuke in the name of Jesus, people are pressuring singles to get married as if there's something fundamentally dysfunctional about you. If you're not married, the devil is a liar. And it's creating a society of pressure where people are getting married because, mama, look, when you going to give me some grandbabies? When you going to give me some children? When you going to get married? You going to be single forever? Ain't no good men at the mom.
What's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him? So now, watch this. So now, you're
still in jail.
Right, he's still in jail. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Wait on him.
Cause he wait, you know, I want my kids to see my daddy. Then he gonna be dead by the time they get 20. I don't know. Listen, people are pressuring you to lower your standards. And God, if I drop dead right now, you don't hear nothing else I say in my life. If you hear this, my ministry will be valuable. Don't ever let anybody talk you into lowering your standards. Now, there's a difference between standards and preferences. You have to know what your standards are. Preferences change. As you get older, as you get more mature, you evolve. Certain things that used to be important to you are genuinely, not for show, but they're genuinely not as important. You don't care about certain things anymore. But standards, somebody say standards. Listen, standards are important. They're always important. Listen, I talk to so many people all the time. They say, what do you want in a husband? What do you want in a wife? Well, they got to have this, they got to have that, got to have this. Where's spirituality? Where's their relationship with God? You done found the perfect devil.
Right.
You done found the perfect devil. Look, 6 feet, make 6 figures, and got 600. All them sixes, that's the devil. First of all, you know worry about that. Listen, I'm telling you that the challenge is we're looking for everything else but God. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what else you have. If you don't have God in your relationship, you're going to have a struggle. Because the things that make a relationship work are the fruit of the Spirit, the love, the joy, the peace, gentleness, meekness, goodness, temperance, faith, self-control. Buy my book. I ain't telling y'all no more. Buy my book. Stay married, stay single. You can pre-order it right now. Go to josephprison.com, or you can inbox me directly because I'm just, like that. So, but it'll be available on Amazon and all media outlets on February the 14th. We're releasing it on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
You talk about, you said we're living in this upgrade society. There's also the sense in relationships and jobs, and I see it, the younger our generation rises, I see it even more so, is that not only it's still serving a purpose, but I see something shinier. I see something better. I just got my iPhone, whatever, and now you literally, it still smell like the plastic and they already got the next level out and you already eyeballing it and you don't even have all your contacts programmed in the one you just got.
Right.
And it's like that in relationships, going in. I was married for almost 10 years, but I intentionally, purposefully stayed single is equally long to reset.
Right.
Completely reset, because who I was as a wife for such an amount of time, that's who the next person would have gotten, because that was my muscle memory. That was what I had proclaimed to do. That was my mission and my goal. And I had to completely reset, because whoever I married again was not going to be the same as the last one. Right. So there would be no upgrade. There would be no, and I told somebody, like, I'll Benjamin Button date. Like, give me the end result. Don't come in here with all that wavy hair and 8-pack and, if you got a little gut, I'm a trainer. I'm going to fix that. But at least I know what you look like when you're turning 60. If you shave it off, I ain't missing nothing. I already understand. You started off with a so much.
I'm looking here like shocked. Like, have you read my book? I got to say this. Like, it's amazing. I talk about the flaws of dating. God, I'm not gonna give y'all my whole book. Listen, I got to pay for this stuff. But talk about, because people, I talk about, skip to the chase. I talk about not dating. Talk about not dating. I'm not even gonna tell you why. You got to get the book. But they say, well, Pastor P, if I'm not gonna date, how am I gonna get to know somebody? Brilliant question. Great question. Let me start with another question. Do you really think dating is helping you get to know somebody? The devil is a liar. That's not the real you on that date. That's your representative. Right. When you go out on a date, that's nothing even close to the real you. You smelling good, looking good, got your nice clothes on, your breath smell nice, you know what I'm saying? You hold your stomach in, you know what I'm saying? You do it all the got the Spanx on. Got the Spanx on. Got new hair, new weed, smelling good, all those kinds of stuff. You don't fart. Right. You don't burp. ain't got no morning breath. You ain't got no attitude. Watch this. So here's the thing. What I try to tell people. None of that is real. All of that is superficial. If you want to get to know somebody, watch them in their natural habitat. Watch them around their family. Watch them before they know you're watching them. Then you'll see the real them. Watch them angry. I had a couple that came to me for counseling, and I asked them about their last fight, and they say, "Oh, we ain't never had no fight." They come to me for they want to get married. This is premarital counseling. Well, we ain't never had no fight. You know, how long you been together? We've been about 8 months. Okay, so I'm not going to marry you.
We all need to be together longer.
Right.
I'm not going to marry you.
Y'all need to fight first.
I'm not going to marry any. If you've never seen him angry, you're not ready to be his wife. If you've never seen her, because I'm going to tell you, when the gloves come on, when the earrings come on, a whole different story about how these person. So again, guys, there's so much misinformation, and we're getting. I love Steve Harvey. Shout out Steve Harvey. I love you. God bless you. You're one of my business mogul mentors, not one of my relationship mentors. Hallelujah. Amen. So we're getting relationship advice from a lot of sources. But there's only one source that we should be getting relationship advice from, and that's the creator of relationships. I love it when I hear unsaved people or secular people say, well, I ain't no Christian. I ain't get married in no church. So that means God ain't got nothing to say about my marriage. Come on, silly. Come on, silly. You can buy your Lexus from a side lot. That don't mean that Lexus didn't manufacture it.
Right.
Doesn't matter where you got the Lexus, it's still a Lexus. God created marriage. It's God's institution. Don't matter how you feel about it. It's God's institution. And if you don't operate it by God's rules, you're going to get your results. See, if you do what God said, you're going to get God's results. If you do what you said, you're going to get your results. That's why the divorce rate's so high. Because people say, well, no, I'm rejecting what God said. I'm going to do it my way. Okay, do it your way. Have it your way. Have a Coke and a smile. Listen, I'll be right here when you got to come back for these divorce sessions, or you got to come back for these counseling sessions, because we're being pushed. We're being herded into a certain direction. And a lot of us really got married too young, got married too soon, got married to the wrong person, you know what I'm saying?
I just need a SSI.
I have some people, I'm not going to call no names. People marrying so people can get their green card and visas and stuff like that.
Need some dependents on my tax
that's
report.
Some stuff that, But listen, there was a song that came out, Meet Me at the Altar. In your white dress. We ain't getting no younger.
Jagged edge.
We might as well do
it. Yeah.
And women, I wanted to take my right hand and lay hands on they were singing this song, requesting this song at their wedding. I said, the devil is if you think we finna play, we ain't getting no younger, we might, that's why you get married? Because we ain't getting no younger, we might as well do it. This, I guess, I mean, I ain't gonna do no better than you. No, the devil is a liar. Come on here. Right. Why would we settle for we might as well?
Right.
No, I'm good by myself. I'm good. I got the Holy Ghost. I'm good by myself. No, I'm only getting married if you can upgrade me. Come on here. Man and woman. Come on here. Because the man should upgrade the woman, but the woman should also upgrade the man. So I gotta go. But John Gray had a comment. John Gray had a comment. He was like, my wife, I had to grow into my wife. She covered me.
Right.
And it blew up. Everybody, I'm so tired of having to raise a man. I'm so tired of having to do this and blah, 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 blah. And he should know how to treat me when somebody should talk. I'm not teaching no man how to. First of all, silly. All of us have to grow into relationship. Nobody is born knowing how to love you.
Right.
Because how to love you is different than how to love the next person. So if you don't teach him how to love you, guess what? You the only one gonna be mad because he's not gonna know. If you don't teach him how to honor you, if you don't teach him how to serve you the way that you want to be served, guess what? It's different. Some people, I said this, some women will say, I'm sorry, man. Some women will say, if you don't show up in a luxury car, take me to a high-end restaurant and spend $200 on the date, cash, that it wasn't no good date. That same date, the next woman would say, oh, he being pretentious. Oh, he think he bougie. I can't stand it. Which one should I do? I don't know. It's depending on you. Right. It's your responsibility to teach people how to love you. It's your responsibility to teach people what you desire, because it's not a matter of right and wrong.
But Master P, they got to know they self.
Call Master P.
They got to know how how to love themselves. A lot of time people get into marriage because they can't get what they need, so they hop around looking for it. And literally, I just want you to know the best time of my life was when I dated myself. I love me some me.
Come on here. Yes, Lord. She feel it. She feel it.
Right here. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I really love me some me. I love me enough to take time to get my nails done, get my hair done. I love me enough to put on something beautiful. I love me enough to not drive, call a car, and I ain't talking about Uber. I'm talking about give me like a little nice black town car, pick me up, sit in the back seat, take me to somewhere where I made reservations for me, myself, and I. We three will sit there and have a very nice dinner in the midst of everybody else looking, loving, laughing, thinking, reflecting, and knowing during my divorce or after my divorce, I dated me so much that I learned me. So when I date, it's not me just looking at the other person, but I know me enough. Are they gonna love me like I love me?
Come on.
It's not gonna be as great because I will do anything for me.
Right.
But I need them to do anything for them. Do you love yourself that much, or am I now gonna have to pour into your self-esteem? And it's different when I'm boosting and I'm giving you accolades and affirmation.
But we're in the negative.
But if
we're in the negative, and I gotta put
right. But I love me some me.
Right.
So when I dated, I could look at, do I love me enough to invest in this?
Oh my God.
Do I love me enough? Is this what I want?
Yes.
Is this what I want to do?
First of all,
10 years from now?
First of all, she a prophet. Let me just say right now. Either she broke into my house and read my book, or she's a prophet. I don't really know, because you guys have all heard this. You had friends say this, or you've been at relationship panels. The first part of my book says why I hate relationship panels. But it's been to relationship panels say, well, this relationship didn't work out. What did I do wrong? I hear women say this all the time. Relationship didn't work out. There's 7 billion people on the planet. There's one person you can marry. One. If it didn't work out with Craig, either way, there's a whole lot of polygamy is never. But the point is, I use the example. I drive a Lexus, and my homeboy I was on the panel with, he drives a BMW. He drives a little sexy little 2-door convertible BMW. I can't stand it. I got me a nice. Well, I say
conservative.
Nice. I got me a conservative ES 350, ride smooth like my granddaddy's old Cadillac. I like it. But I said I don't like BMWs. They're hard driving. They're more for sport and things like that. Do you think that BMW corporate is panicking because I don't like them? Do you think that they're holding emergency meetings and calling their shareholders all over the world and say, what can we do to make Joseph Pridgeon like us more? No, because they love themselves enough to say.
They know their worth.
They know their worth. So if you don't like BMW, I ain't mad. Listen, not screw you and forget you. I don't care. I can do back. No. It's cool. If you don't like BMW, there are a lot of other luxury brands out there for you. God bless you. But somebody wants a BMW. I'm not going to change myself because watch this. If I change myself to try to be like Lexus, number one, I can't do it. So I'm going to be a sorry copy and imitation. The second thing is the person that God created for me who wants a BMW exactly the way it's built is going to miss me. Because I'm trying to be something else. So when I talk about first dates, I say you all in my book. I say when you go on your first date, put your worst foot forward. When you go on your first date, put your worst foot forward. Listen, I got 4 kids. Listen, I'm on probation. My credit score is 250. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I got this bad knee. I got gout. Listen. Some of us go on dates like used car salesmen. Trying to hide the phone. Give me a chance. Maybe I want the car even though it has 100,000 miles. Maybe I want the car even though it's been to Florida. You like that? You know what I mean? I like that. So
that would be one way to look at
it. Model. Give me the opportunity to make my own. Don't lie to me. Don't trick me. Because what you're doing when you're lying is you're saying I don't love me enough to trust that you're going to love me.
Great.
How can they hear your show?
Oh man, they can hear my show on WDRBmedia. every Sunday at 12 o'clock p.m. From 12 to 12:30
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
And they can get a hold of you.
They can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Joseph Pridgen. That's Joseph. Last name is P as in Paul, Ridgen.
What about you, my dear Evangelist?
Yeah, so I'm just taking everything in. It's so amazing. I love to talk. So on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And they can get a hold of your book and get more information about you by going to your website at
www.bookstandpublishing.com, amazon.com, or barnesandnobles.com. Also, my personal website, www.Evangelist Shondanette Hay.
What's the name of your radio show?
The name of my radio show is A Chance to Change.
And the name of your book?
The name of my book is Change of Heart by Evangelist Shondanette Hay.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Awesome.
Family, you heard it here on the Profit and Growth Hour. WDRBmedia, the voice of the community.
Y'all got me hyped, man. You got me hyped, man. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, chill. You know.